Gareth here from Mobiletechaddicts. We're going to be looking at the Samsung Pixon. It's a fairly simple little phone. There's not really that much to it. It works quite well. I'm quite impressed with it, although I don't like this tacky plastic bit around the side, and these little buttons here really do feel cheap and like an afterthought. Having a look around the phone, there's very little on the bottom. Just an area for you to have your lanyard. You plug in the top of your stylus there, and there's a microphone obviously over here. Over here you've got a hold button, and this is like a shortcut button that brings up a menu in the screen with the 6 most used functions, like your messaging or your camera or whatever. Then this is the micro SD slot here, and on the top you've got a simple power button, and then the headphone jack / power socket. Oops. On the side is the volume switch, and the camera switch is over here, and then this one here is playback. I think that takes you to your media album, I can't remember now. That's the back of the camera phone there with the LED flash. It's kind of embossed, and it's got a hard feeling like it's just been painted on. It's not engraved or anything, or it might just be stuck on. There's a wee speaker here, external speaker. And then on the front you have a VGA camera with a little light beside it too, and or that might actually be the sensor, come to think of it, not the light. Then the speaker for the earpiece. And then you got your make call, hang up call, and your on button there, and a middle button that seemed to do most of the functions that this button would do. There's your main screen, if you can make that out okay. And then there's a stylus here, hello. And you click here and you bring out your widgets. And the widgets are quite funky, you can just grab, say, the clock here and you drop it on your desktop and you get a clock, obviously. And then you can fiddle around with that and move it around, and say, for example, move the birthday cake out here for all the birthdays, which there aren't any birthdays in my phone book at the moment. You just drag them back like that. Fairly simple. And there's tons of little widgets, and you can add more that are in the Fun Club, which is Samsung's online store essentially, with games and this, that and the other. There's not too much there at the moment, but it's a rather easy way to get content and bits and pieces for your phone. Down in the menu we've got almost like a second Today screen with all your bits and pieces. There's music and phone book and your call log and Google messages and my files, organizer, camera, photo browser, applications, alarms and settings. One thing I do very much like about this is if I go to messages and I want to write a message to someone in particular, say me, okay, and then I want to add some text. If I've got this screen here, then all I do simply is turn the phone and the QWERTY keyboard shows up. I can turn it back that way and it goes back to the T9, and I go this way and there's a QWERTY keyboard, which is excellent. I love that feature, absolutely tremendous. It's very quick, very simple. You can turn on your T9 down there and get your predictive whatever. There's Jeff, and then we turn it off and type in anything we like, and done. Very, very simple. It's a very simple Java-based operating system, but I think they've gone the extra mile with this one. Under the applications, you have Bluetooth, bit of an odd place to put it, but a strange place anyway. You have various different Bluetooth connections you can get, and it's displayed simply. You click on one, and then you do what you want to do. You browse files or send files or whatever, or receive files. Got all your Bluetooth services there with your headsets, hands-free and things. It's all very clearly laid out for anyone who doesn't actually know how to use it, and it's very, very simple to get into. Then in the photo browser here, we've got all our pictures, and in order to scroll through them, if you can see I'm not actually pushing any buttons, if we do that, they move. These are some pictures that I've taken, and we'll stop, we'll carry on just a wee bit to get one that's clear, not quite so fuzzy. There's one of a flower, and it takes a wee bit for it to render properly, and there it is now. Lovely camera, brilliant camera. I put a few snaps up that I took around the garden of the camera functioning very well, various different lights. I wasn't too fussed on the settings for the camera. I don't think there's all that much you can do with them. For example, well, there you can actually change the ISO. It's letting me do that now. But on, like last night, I was out trying to take some pictures in the evening, and it was sunset, or else dawn even. There we go, the sun is setting, and I went in and it wouldn't let me change the ISO at all, which is rather peculiar. It is quite bizarre. And you can add on your GPS tagging, and you can turn off the shutter sound so people don't actually hear you take a picture, for any of you voyeurs out there. And then you can jump straight back over to the photo gallery and you get my car. So I really like this phone. I do. If it wasn't for this nasty plastic feel to it, oh, it's slightly rubbery there, but around here, you know, it's just such a shame that they went and did this with it. It would have been top notch. Like, you look at the Beauty, which is a similar phone with a slightly more, older spec to it. This is probably the equivalent to it last year. They put on a nice stainless steel surround on it, and a metal back and things to it, which this phone very much could do with. If it had had all that, I would have thoroughly recommended this, but at the moment I don't think this would last the full year of your contract. So there you go, that's the Samsung Pixon in a nutshell.